President Trump, when the brunt of the pandemic comes, we want to be ready. President Trump has said the following 2 weeks would certainly be the toughest for Americans as the country nears the top of the pandemic. Throughout Saturday's White House instruction, the head of state highlighted that conserving lives is his administration's leading priority. Every choice that we're making is made to conserve lives, it's our sole factor to consider, he claimed. We want to conserve lives, we want as a couple of lives lost as feasible. The U.S. has surpassed 300,000 confirmed cases of the infection, with greater than 8,000 deaths. Dr. Deborah Birx has encouraged social distancing as a major procedure versus combating the virus. She verified cases this week have actually been people that were contaminated weeks previously and also kept in mind that avoiding big teams will certainly aid reduced future instances. On top of that, Birx has said she expects counties in New York, Detroit, and New Orleans to see a peak in cases in the coming days. President Trump stated his administration's goal to remain many days ahead of the critical medical demands in each state. He has said the country could stay ahead of the pandemic if states give current information on coronavirus situations. During Saturday's instruction, the president announced he is sending 1,000 clinical armed forces workers to help fight the spread of the infection in New York City, which he called the epicenter of the pandemic in the U.S. New York has been the hardest hit by the pandemic, with at the very least 4,100 deaths and 105,000 situations in the state alone. He included his administration has actually been deploying employees, but now they're doing it on a larger basis. We're going to be including a remarkable amount of armed forces to help supplement the states, specified President Trump. Thousands of soldiers, sailors, clinical employees, specialists, registered nurses, physicians. Temporary medical facilities have been developed as well as affected states are looking for trained people to treat people. The president also called for countries to promptly meet supply needs where there have been records of scarcities. On the other hand, Surgeon General Jerome Adams has prompted Americans to stick to public health guidelines as the coronavirus breakout is expected to get worse today. On Sunday, Adams mentioned that screening for the virus, entailing antibodies, will come to be much more commonly readily available within a month. Nevertheless, he likewise said all residents need to take measures still to safeguard their loved ones and neighbors by imitating they have coronavirus right now. He emphasized everybody must proceed with social distancing as well as staying at the residence, particularly as we get closer to Easter. I'm a Catholic. I would ordinarily be preparing yourself for the church today, but we need you to remain at house. This is most likely to be a difficult week, it's going to examine our resolve. It's going to be the hardest week of our lives, yet I'm positive based on the numbers in Washington, California, Italy, and Spain we can get through this. Jerome Adams, U.S. Surgeon General. According to the CDC, virtually 25% of individuals with the infection are asymptomatic. Adams encouraged everybody to put on face masks, yet worried that using a mask isn't a substitute for social distancing. We will certainly survive this, he added. I understand the American individuals will do the ideal thing and remain at house. I'm a Catholic. I would generally be obtaining prepared for the church right currently, however, we need you to stay at home. This is going to be a difficult week, it's going to examine our willpower. Jerome Adams, U.S. Surgeon General.